Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Mind Right Game Tie segment. And we have our guest here is Jake Kelfer, and he is a high-energy motivational speaker on a mission to help people achieve their own definition of success. So through his speaking, Jake aims to elevate everyone to live a life full of passion, happiness, and fun. He is the author of Elevate Beyond and the soon-to-be published Elevate Your Network as well. And just so everybody knows, there is another video with Jake, and he talks about the professional basketball combine. So those athletes out there who are interested in partaking or learning more about how to get your skills and talents in front of NBA scouts and teams that maybe you didn't get a chance to be invited to the NBA combine, this is another opportunity to do that in front of those same people. So go ahead and check out that other video with Jake, and then you can also check out his website as well, which is professionalbasketballcombine.com. On this episode, we're going to talk about how to elevate your sports career. So Jake created the Elevate Your Sports Career, which I'm really excited to learn about because it sounds like a mystery when it's like elevate your sports career. Like, what does that really mean? So go ahead, Jake. Welcome back, and please let us know about what that program is and what it consists of.
Yeah, Michelle, it's great. It's great to be back and ready to elevate again. I'm so excited about that. But let's just jump into it. Let's jump into it. So Elevate Your Sports Career. Elevate Your Sports Career is an online course. Take it any time, as long as you want. It's an online course that helps people break into the sports industry, simply put. And it consists of over 25 video interviews with top industry professionals that range in a plethora of categories in the sports world. Now, the reason that we created Elevate Your Sports Career, and then I'll dive into each of the modules, but the reason that we created Elevate Your Sports Career is because I'm always asked, Jake, I want to be an agent. What do I do? Jake, I want to be a GM. What do I do? Well, I don't know very many college graduates coming out of college or even recent graduates that are going to be a GM at 25, 26, 27 years old. That's very rare. Now, maybe it can be done to be an agent. Maybe it can be done to achieve your definition of success. But there's a lot of people that need to understand that sports is a huge world. And so in each of our modules, we kind of break it down for everybody. So the first module is understanding the sports industry and really understanding what sports is all about. What are the different areas in sports you can work in? Because it's not just ticket sales or agents or for a team. There's college athletics, there's high school athletics, there's facilities management, there's sponsorships, there's all types of it, graphic design, there's everything. There's brand partnerships, there's corporate partnerships. I mean, I already said that, but it's so valuable that I can say it twice. And there's all these aspects of sports industry that a lot of times we don't think about. So that's what Module 1 is. Module 2 is really all about the career aspect. So in this module, we really focus on interviewing professors from top sports programs across the country, ranging from USC to Syracuse, and we talk about what do you really need to know from your resume to your interviewing and to all of those things that we must have dialed in for our job applications. In Module 3, we talk about building our personal brand. So we interviewed several social media influencers on how they were able to build a following. Some of them have hundreds of thousands of followers, and it's like, well, how do you use social media in today's world to advance your career? And each one of these interviews focuses on a different aspect of that. Module 4 is all about how to become a champion networker and how you can build these authentic relationships with people of all walks of life that can then help you advance your career, right? So once again, here, elevate your sports career. Everything we do is to elevate. And then the 5th module is the meat and potatoes. And that's where we have all the interviews with people in different fields of the industry. So we have PR, community relations, entrepreneurship, ticket sales, sponsorships. We have everything along those lines because what we really want to showcase is, look, there's an opportunity for you. If you want to work in sports, you can find a way. There's no shortage of jobs. You just have to know where to look for those jobs. And this provides people with a platform and a framework for them to be able to figure out exactly where their perfect fit is in the line of sports. So that's a little bit about what Elevate Your Sports Career is and the benefits that it brings to every user.
So when you talk about, especially like with the different areas that you can go into sports, one of the things I think about is interning. So sometimes, we want to get into something and, there's like, we don't have paid positions here. We have internships going on. So what do you say is so valuable about internships that even though we might not be getting paid for it, what's the value in being there even though I'm volunteering or, working for free? What are those valuable traits about being an intern?
Internships are learning experiences. And in life, learning is one of the most important things you can do at any stage. And so I think what's really valuable about internships is you get to see, without overly committing, but you get to see within 2 months, if you have a summer internship for 2 months, if you have a seasonal internship for a season, you get to really see if that aspect of the sports industry is for you. So first of all, you get to identify, is this the right opportunity for me? And do I want to continue to pursue it? The second thing is you get to learn. You get to work with some of the brightest people in the business, and you get to learn a very specific niche about what you're trying to do. So I interned for a sports agency in college. That sports agency, I was able to really understand, what do these agents do? How do they go about doing it? How do they secure marketing deals for their clients? What are the needs of these players, and how can we fulfill those needs for them? So you really get to learn. And then the other great opportunity about internships is, if you like it and you mesh with a team, that can be the starting point for your career. So an internship is a great opportunity for you to really impress your future potential bosses and really make an impression on the people in the industry and the people that you work with. And when you think about an internship, yeah, you may not get paid the most, you may not even get paid at all, but it's an opportunity to advance your career and to advance your expertise and your experience level. And when you can do that, you're making forward progress. And every time you make forward progress, you're getting one step closer to your definition of success. And that's where I think the ultimate magic is in the internship process.
And then in terms of your experience with interning, how did that internship kind of happen for you? Because sometimes I know we think like, I really want to do it, but I don't even know, like, do I go online? Is there a website? How do I go out and find that internship? So how did that kind of journey and that path take place for you to lead you to that internship?
Great question. So I had a couple internships, but I'll give you the one where it required the most work on my end, because I think that kind of showcases the scope of where the sports industry is and how much you have to work to get some of these internships. So for me, I really wanted to work for this company called Relativity Sports. It was one of the largest sports agencies. They're now called Independent Sports Entertainment. Now, the problem was when I went to go apply, they don't post their internships online. So right off the bat, that eliminates most people, because if you don't see it online, people are thinking, well, they must not have it. So I guess I'm not going to apply, or I'm not going to pursue this any further. There's no opportunity here for me. But I knew that every agency hires interns. Like that's what they do. There's programs for this. But they only hired people that they knew or that were referred to them. So I said, okay, I have to figure out how I'm going to get referred or how I'm going to meet somebody. So I started asking my network. I started asking my professors, my family, my friends, my colleagues, everybody. Do you know anyone that works here? And now I want to make it very clear that I was asking these people pretty directly, very bluntly. Do they know anyone here? Could they introduce me to anyone? What have they heard? But the only reason I was able to do that was because these were all people that I had built relationships with. These weren't people that I just went out of my way to ask one time for this favor. These were people that I had trusted, that trusted me and wanted me to succeed. And that was a really important piece for me, because it allowed me to be open and true about what I was really trying to achieve. So I started asking all these people this. I started looking on social media to try to find connections into the company. And I had a couple nibbles, but there wasn't that big bite that got me in front of the internship coordinator. So I kept going. And at this time too, I had people saying, Jake, just go take another internship. Like, why are you going to put all yourself through all this work when you have a couple other things that you could potentially do? And I was like, well, I want to work for this company. This is the company that I believe I can learn the most from and gain the most value from. So I ended up coming to Michigan or Minnesota, it was one of the two, for a family function. And at this family function, I'm telling everybody what I want to do. And they're like, oh, Jake, like, that's so awesome. We're so proud of you, but I don't know anyone that can help you, but you can do it. Just keep going. It was like, okay, thanks for the support. I got to keep going. As I'm about to leave, I'm about to open up my cab door. One of my relatives says, Jake, good luck getting this internship at Relativity Sports. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. I love the positive vibes. Send me off on a great note. As I'm opening that door, though, another relative says, Jake, wait, did they just say Relativity Sports? I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, do you know a guy named Happy? I said, Happy Walters? And he goes, yeah, Happy Walters. I went to college with him. I said, yeah, that's the CEO of Relativity Sports. He goes, you want me to set up a phone call for you? I said, sure. So a couple weeks later, I'm on the phone with him. We go through the very preliminary stuff. Why do you want to work for the company? What value can you bring to me? What do you expect to learn? And I answer all these questions. And he says, okay, Jake, I'm going to pass you on to the internship coordinator. And from there, that was my connection. I was in, got the interview, had done all this work to prepare so that when I got the interview, I'd be able to nail it, crush the interview, landed the internship, and it was one of the best internship experiences I've ever had. So for me, the internship experience to get it was all about my relationships, putting in the time, vocalizing my ambitions and my goals with my colleagues, my friends, and everyone else that would listen, and continuing to never give up, which is something that I'm a big believer in, because you only need one person to give you an opportunity. One person is all you need for your life to change. And for me at that moment, it was one of my uncles. And so that was kind of how I got my big internship with Relativity Sports.
Wow, that's awesome. I think what also stood out about what you said and what you mentioned in one of the pieces that kind of brought it all together is vocalizing, what it is that where you want it to go. And I know sometimes, like you said, we're people who are willing to listen. And at times we can feel like, oh, I don't want to tell them. They might think that's stupid, that I want to do this. That's too far-fetched. But it's that power, and even through your story, you can just tell, like, you want to share to people, what your goals are, because you really don't know who's connected to who. So, Jake, if you would have kept that a secret, like, oh, I have this crazy idea, I know I'm trying, and you're putting in all that work behind the scenes, if you never would have said anything, we don't know if it would have happened or not. So, that's just so valuable on making sure that you vocalize those things, because people somehow we're connected, especially through social media and of that sort as well. So make sure you vocalize what your dreams are, so people hear and hear what it is that the direction you want to go in, because you never know where someone may be able to, plug in that missing piece to connect you to whatever it is that you need to go as well. So that's awesome, and a great piece of wisdom that you just gave there. Appreciate and speaking about, you have the book coming out, Elevate Your Network. And so how does that all tie in? Because I hear you talking a lot about networking as well. And it's not even just a career in sports, it's just life in general. So can you give us a little snippet about what we can expect from your new book that's going to be coming out soon?
Yeah, absolutely. So Elevate Your Network is the second book that I'll have come out, and it's really all about the experiences and the top 25 lessons, which I call Kelf keys, the top 25 Kelf keys that I've learned about networking. And each one of these keys is broken down into what it is. There's a quote that relates to it by someone that's been very successful in acting upon that Kelf key. It talks about examples of it, and it gives you an exercise of what you can do to put that into action. And the reason that I'm writing this book is because I believe that everything comes down to people. I think that people are the driving force behind everything. Relationships, wealth, happiness, success, love, everything. And even though we're getting more advanced with technology, we're always, in everything that we do, there's always a human element that's required if we really want to make an impact in this world. When I think about that, I really think about the people. And when you look at these successful people in the world, the most successful businessmen, most successful businesswomen, the entrepreneurs of the world, the athletes of the world, the celebrities, everybody is connected. And they're connected because of their relationships that they've built with others, not necessarily for advancing themselves, but for advancing each other. And I think that the ultimate principle of networking is to build a sincere, mutually beneficial relationship. And I think that it's time that this message is shared, which it's shared a lot, but it's so valuable. And I'm writing it in a way that I think is going to resonate a lot with people that are really trying to figure it out and advance their careers, their life, and their relationships.
That's beautiful. I mean, when you said it's not about advancing yourself, it's about advancing each other, that is, spot on in exactly the kind of energy that we have to continue to put out there to see, not just for ourselves, like you mentioned, but for everybody. And one thing I learned is, when I'm happy, I want others to be happy. Like, you see the value in that. So you want to see everyone else around you having that happiness, their own definition of success, in all their areas in life as well. So that was beautiful, Jake. I love it. So everybody check out. When does the book come out, though? Do we have a date set?
It's to be determined, but I will say that if you go on my website, jakekelfer.com, JakeKelfer.com, and you go to my books, there's an upcoming link where you can download 5 free chapters of the book in preparation for the launch. So that's what I would tell people right now. If you're interested in learning more, that's where you go to give you a little sneak peek of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to have your website in the description of this video. So everyone who's listening, go ahead and go to the description, click on the link, and it'll direct you directly to his website so you can get those 5 chapters. And you can already be ahead of the game. So like you're almost, once you get that book and you purchase it when it comes out, you're like you're halfway there to elevating your network. So that's awesome. In one of your modules, you mentioned branding as part of your career in sports. So like what are 1 or 2 quick tips that you can give on the importance or even building a brand or a following on social media?
One of our experts in there, her name is Lana Berry. She's a baseball media influencer. She built her social following from 0 to over 135,000 on multiple platforms. And she says these 2 things, consistency and authenticity. And I think that these are incredible, incredible, incredible pieces of advice when building your online platform or building your own personal brand. Because number 1, you have to be authentic. You have to be authentic to who you truly are, because nobody wants to see this person behind an icon, a graphic of who you are, and then meet you in person and you're 2 people. You want to be authentically you. And if people disagree with you, that's okay. You don't need everybody in the world to like you, but you need everybody to see what you're doing. The second part to that, consistency. Consistency is important because if you post once now and then you wait 3 months or you wait a year and you post again, you'll have evolved and so will your audience have evolved. So you really need to be consistent. Post a certain time, create a social calendar. All of these programs in sports, social media coordinators, they all have a specific consistent schedule that they follow to promote their content and to promote their brand. The same should be for you as an individual. People are brands too. And Jeremy Darlow does an incredible job where he has a book called he has a great book out there, and it's all about brands. Our teams are brands and programs are brands, and you have to really focus on being consistent with your image and your authentic self. So those are 2 incredible pieces of advice that Lana Berry and Elevate Your Sports Career gives to everybody in the course.
Great. That's great information. And then also within the course in one of the modules, you have over 20 experts speaking about, their expertise in that particular area of sports. And is there a component where somebody can, say, oh, I want to learn more about ticket sales in sports? Is there a way to contact that person, or is there any mentoring done like by having this program as well?
At the end of every interview, I ask each of our guests, what is the best way for people to learn more about your journey, or how can they connect with you? And some of our guests give their email, and you can connect them right away. Some of the guests give them your link, give them their LinkedIn. The biggest thing that I would say for anyone that ends up with the course is all of these people that are on here have had people that help them on their journey. So they are just as likely to want to help other people on their journey. And I think that that's a really, really valuable thing. And whether or not they have given you their contact information, you can go find it. It's 2017. You can go online, type in a name, type in LinkedIn after that, and you will find almost any business professional that you want to talk with. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on a lot of different platforms. But a lot of these guys are willing and open to connecting with individuals that are willing to put in the work. So even if they don't give their contact information, they are willing to connect with you because they want you to go through this process of creating a relationship and implementing what you're learning so that you can become better and be better because of it.
And would you say most, people who have reached, a level for success for themselves, they want people to reach out and grab that information because they know that this is what I did to get here. And nothing's going to be necessarily given. So if you want it, I just want to see some consistency and some that you reaching out and that you care and you have questions every now and then. Is that something that you notice as well?
Of course. I mean, look, here's the great thing about this industry. Sports is a small world, they always say. And a lot of people know each other. Your separation is so close. You always have someone that knows somebody, right? But the crazy thing is people love to talk about themselves, okay? In Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, people love to talk about themselves. So if you want to learn more about somebody else and you're a student or a recent grad or trying to break into sports and you say, hey, I want to talk to you about you, and you come up with a reason and thoughtful questions, people are going to be likely to talk about themselves. Also, people love to help other people. It's in our DNA. We want to help others succeed. Even if it might not come out all the time, we always feel good when we do something nice for other people. That's just the way we're programmed. Because I don't know about you, but every time I do something nice for someone, I feel good. I'm like, wow, I feel good about that. I want to do that more. And when people are going through their career journeys, there are always people, especially the people that I've interviewed in this course, that want to help others on their journey. They want to bring them up with them, right? It's not about just helping yourself. It's about helping each other go to the top, whatever your top is. So to answer that question, as long as that just was, the short answer is yes. People are always willing to help you out. And you just got to be willing to ask and go for it. See what happens.
Great. And so from what I'm hearing about this entire program, it seems like it'd be very valuable and a great benefit for not only like athletic departments to purchase, but even the school. So there's something on reserve at the library or even within a sports department or on a sports team so that each year you can play this for your team. So it gives them idea, it sparks an interest in them at thinking of something that maybe they never thought about before, because we can play sports and say, well, I know I don't want to be a professional athlete, but maybe we just haven't heard of something that has sparked our interest to keep us still in that sport, so we just don't shut it off. So I think it sounds like a great program to have on hand for every athletic team, schools, the libraries, everything, so someone can just go in there and access this information because, like you said, we want to share, we want to uplift and elevate everyone that we're surrounding ourselves with. So, yeah, this is awesome. Great stuff.
We want to really just create an atmosphere for people to really just be able to learn and connect with like-minded individuals and achieve their goals, whatever their goals may be.
Great. And so once again, Jake, thank you for being on the show. I truly enjoy learning more about this program on how to elevate your sports career. Is there a specific website we go to get this particular program?
Yeah, so for Elevate Your Sports Career, you can go to elevateyoursportscareer.com. And when you go there or you go on my personal website, you'll be able to download a free guide on how to break into the sports industry. And it gives you a couple tips, quotes, articles that you can look at to really start getting your career going. So that would be the best way to get a hold of it. And then if you want to ask me personal questions about the program, I'm at Jake Kelfer on all social media channels.
Great. So, I mean, everyone who's listening, like we talked about all those experts that have the videos, they gave their email. Here's Jake. He's also offering his services to be there, help, support, answer questions. So utilize that, utilize his social media sites and contact him. He will contact you back as well. So before we leave, Jake, one question. You just have to finish the sentence. I am grateful for.
Wow. Good one. Let's do it again. Run it back. No.
I am grateful for.
My life. I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for the people that I get to surround myself with. And I'm grateful for the ability to help people achieve their own definition of success.
Woohoo! That's awesome, Jake. So once again, thank you for having you on. Thank you for all the amazing, golden nuggets that you share to help elevate our lives, our minds, and everyone around us as well. All his information, social media, websites that you can contact him will be in the description. So once again, Jake, thank you for being on the Mind Right Game Tight show.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Let's elevate.
Let's elevate.